Time to get back into the action for our third map of our second best of three. G2 have brought it all the way into Cache, which will be a good bit of fun, I think. Them up against Renegades, both teams claiming a win on their own map pick. And now we look forward to Cache, which should be quite an interesting one. Yeah,
it'll definitely be a slogfest, I believe. Looking at how the game's been going, I have to say I think that G2 are looking like the better team tonight, only barely. So maybe 16-14. Not sure if we are going to get to overtime again, but you know, I want to believe in the boys. I truly do.
I was about to say, yeah, it's brave of you to say this now that you think all the Aussie fans have gone to bed.
No, yeah, it's fine. They've all gone to bed. They're like, I watched 2 maps, third one, who cares? Except for the believers, you know, obviously.
Quite
the believers are there. But good on the boys. They've come this far, and I hope that they can take down the powerhouse that is G2. But, you know, we'll find out shortly, I guess.
We will indeed. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it, because obviously on one hand, I want the boys to do well, but G2 is a legendary name with a bunch of legendary players, and it's like, I also don't want G2 to go out. Of course, I think my love for the boys has to come out, and of course, I'd much prefer to see them win on a purely I'm an Australian and I'm biased note, but as a Counter-Strike fan, purely as a fan of the game, I don't like seeing players like Shox and Kenny S go out this way, you know? Like, I want more from them, and I think they can deliver it. So, I don't know. I'm torn. Hopefully it's a good map. That's all I'm going to say. I want it to be a really close game. Like, I wouldn't mind if we get another 28, 29, 30 rounds, that sort of thing. I mean, we've had overtime from G2 in their third map against Ince. Yeah, it was Ince yesterday. So, why not? Let's see. Let's see what we can get out of this, though, as we are 1-1 in the series. Our third map, the decider, to see who's going home and who will go through out of G2 and Renegades.
So off to the start on the final map of the night, which will be Cache.
Final map for us. There's another best of three.
Final map of us, of course. Yeah.
just to be clear.
You know, think about your actions here. Don't think about your words, like Mac doesn't either. Anyway, we are going to see G2 started on the T side, Renegades on CT. 20 seconds into the round, we are going to see Liaz with a kit and a smoke, Grat with a molly flash. And on G2, you have Smiths with a molly and a smoke, and Kenny S with some utility as well. So 2 smokes for an execute as G2 start to head over towards the A site. There will just be one man. That will be Liaz anchoring. Playing retake. Very deep. Can he hit the shots? Crosshair placement a little bit low. But we will find out shortly. It has been readjusted. A couple of shots through the smoke momentarily. Finding anything that he can. But the site is G2's. The bomb is yet to go down. Not spotted at all. Denied vision by the smoke. And Renegades, very, 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 very slow on the rotate. Just putting that one out there.
Liaz has no idea to how close he was to some of those shots. But yes, there has been time for beards to grow on these G2 players, but Renegades are now getting over here and getting underway. Molotov in. Grenades over as well. All of them coming in. Oh my goodness, the flash for body is so good. Doesn't quite get the final kill that he needs, but either way, the trades have come through from Jacob as well, but it will be G2 cleaning it up. Shox and Existence closing it out for their team. 1-0 goes to G2 as they take the T-pistol around here on Cache. Going to go straight for the buy as well. Body into the AK-47 immediately. Existence on the Galil to back him up. SMGs for the rest of the crew. Probably one for Shox as well. He is known for his love of the SMGs, but he's going to go for the AK this time. Get that bit of bonus firepower as we have a look at this body play straight through. Easy headshots. Can't quite clean up JKS, but some assistance comes through for that one.
Yeah, it was a good play. The old flash bust through the smoke. Expecting CTs to be up against truck wall, and that did allow for 2 fast free frags. And here we are into the second, and the Renegades, they've gone for the force as well. JKS with the scout here, playing a very aggressive line towards B main. But no one's shooting many bullets yet. Will deny G2 to allow them the knowledge of the pistol buy from the Renegades. Not pistol, I guess just force buy. You've got the SMG and the scout there as well. There is a dink through the wall onto Grat. He is going to be saving for the AWP, so 1,300 left in the bank. Unarmored and just a P2 to play with. For JKS. Flashed off the line. Deep in CT. And it looks like there is going to be a partial stack over towards the A site here. Liaz with the Deagle, firing a couple of pre-fire shots. But not making too much noise as G2 are actually going to make the right call yet again. Retrieving that bomb and starting to head over towards the B site. Jacob here under vent trying to hold. We'll find one, but Shoxy gets the angle there. Falling out of the vent. Now JKS here with the scout looking to hold. Given the opportunity to take a body shot at least onto Kenny S. Now he is going to dodge a couple of bullets as the cross comes out. Rotation though, Liaz might just have the angle, but he's not going to find any information. Kenny S crossing aggressively up the middle ramp. Not going to be spotted, but Liaz on the other hand is. 4v4 still as the big rotation is coming in from Azza as well, all the way through B main.
He's going to do a lot of work on that flank though. Multiple players waiting inside the B holes. If he does start to push in for this, more likely that he just sits there and plays for exits, as that's what the rest of his team is setting up to do. If he can rip one of the two AKs away here, or even the Galil, that would be a very big win for the Renegades. But it does look like instead G2 will be content to hole up in B main and Sunroom and save. And while the pinch is coming from the pistols, potentially not as much of a threat as it could be if they walk around the corner into them. We'll see though, looks like Renegades grouping up to go in. As soon as his bomb goes off, Azza makes himself known. Grat charges in, gets one, does get traded. Azza not able to find any more damage, and the AKs will just about stay up. G2, that round could have been way more expensive for them, but they will hold on to it just barely.
Just by the edge of the knickers. Hung up on the line, out to dry. No, it's a little bit too early for that. The washing machine, the cycle's just finished, essentially. You know, no one getting hung out just yet. Everyone's still wet and getting ready for the third round. Renegades, though, they are just going to upgrade a couple of pistols. Not a lot going on for them here. G2 should find a third on the T side. Pretty expected. What a molly, though.
By the way, guys, if you throw that molly, that's how you have to do it. That run is part of the procedure. That molly will mess up if you throw it any other way. Has to be done, including running that exact path. It's very precise.
I love it. It was good. Up against the wall too. But here are Liaz finding one with the Deagle. Jacob and JKS both going to be shut down. But over on the A site, Azza is actually going to find Kenny. So back to the 3v2. Liaz just missing an opportunity as the bomb is going safely through B main to the B site. Body aggressively at tree. But Liaz and Azza might be able to find these weapons. Azza's already got the MP5, which he could do a little bit of extra damage with. Pre-fire coming in towards mid-main, which is still dirty. Liaz just holding strong for the moment. Potential to find whatever this weapon was. Not sure if it actually was an AK or if it was another SMG. And AK it is, so that is good for the economy if the Renegades can keep their hands on this weapon. Azza once again in a similar position to the previous round. But G2, their economy is quite low as well. So I'm not sure if they are going to bother going for the hunt. Just looking to save all three AKs into the fourth round. And Renegades now, they are going to have a very healthy buy. See if they can crack the egg, get their first CT-sided round here on Cash.
It would indeed be the aim. You don't want to let G2 run away with this one for too long. Let's see what the buy is going to be like. Grat can afford the AWP and will indeed invest in that one. Utility and rifles being bought up for everyone else. JKS going for no head armor, holding on to a bit of extra cash. Won't be an issue for him, as there is nothing that will not hit a one-shot headshot on the T side at the minute, so...
Except the USP.
Well, yeah, but
Shoxy.
We're not including pistols, all right?
Hey, it could be a factor.
Maybe. Oh, that's a sharp one from the AWP there.
Pre-firing.
Really hits the wallbang. Yeah, the pre-fire, as you say. Grat tagged down to just 13 HP and nearly caught out again. It's a battle with players that he can't see. It's like fighting ghosts at this point. But he will get out alive. Boost Azza up behind Red as well. There's the smoke. In the meantime, G2 now starting to put some pressure into mid. They force JKS out of the vent.
But he has,
the Renegades players
there's only one position that he can be in. And the T's now, JKS will manage to fall back. There must have been a smoke there at B main to deny any vision to body, which does allow Renegades to keep the men alive, but they are going to be forced back onto site. Mid-control essentially in the hands of G2 here. And they will be able to split on whatever site they do please. There's still a man here behind A main.
Yeah, Shox will have heard that push into A main as well, so he knows they've just cleared that out. They're actually going to regroup over to mid and A based off that. Shox is going to hope that because they've cleared A main, they might rotate someone else over, and because of that, G2 want to try their chances here, getting into the A bomb site. If that is the play that gives this one up for Renegades, I think they will be a little bit upset by that. They've just been caught out at the wrong time, but there's the molly. Does good damage as it gets traded, though. And this rotation, I was going to say it could have been cut off by Existence, but no, Liaz gets him instead. So into the 3v4 now. Grat still standing tall on the bomb side, hits a big tag through the door, will get traded, but here's Liaz already trying to refrag. The shots come in, though. It's all to Jacob, and Kenny S has found the last frags required. It comes down to Shox making the call for his team. He hears the clear of A main. He knows that there might be a potential vulnerability at the A bomb site. They managed to exploit it with just 7 seconds left as the final kill came through. But G2, they get it done, and they remain in control of the T side of map 3.
And how is the cover there from G2? Absolutely marvellous. Denying any extra deaths right at the end. You know, Liaz probably getting a little bit over-aggressive. He had to try to make a play, you know. The bomb was about to be planted. But unfortunately, he went down, as did everybody else. Kenny, though, can't connect through the wall. On the other hand, Grat getting aggressive with the AWP. He's going to be down on 8 HP already, but can still dish out the damage. The 3 Deagles and a Famis for the rest of the Renegades could actually pull this round back in their favour. Obviously with the man advantage, but it is looking a little bit rough.
It is indeed. Full utility for the remaining members of G2. Renegades have just used up some of the last of theirs. Just 2 flashes left on JKS now is all they have. Of course, they do still have a couple of guns remaining. The AWP and the FAMAS to help out with the pistols, but G2, they've got enough for some sort of execute here on this A bomb site easily, plus some post plants. They've got 4 mollies. That's a lot of corners they can clear. See where they choose to put it all, though. There's Shox with the first. That'll clear out Fork. There's 2 over towards quad as well. The peak is there. Liaz can't quite find the head with the Deagle. The smoke is down. Flashes are over. But he finds it through the smoke. Either way, Body exposes himself. Grat immediately retakes Fork, hits the shot. That is actually the tag there as well as it gets Shox. And it's Kenny S in Existence left to try and recover.
Oh, but 2 fast frags. Azra and Liaz both down, knowing that the AWP is still here on the site. The Molotov not going to quite finish off Grat. He survives the 2 HP for the moment. He does have a teammate here, that is JKS, holding strong, and the 2 final frags go his way with just the Deagle. Rifles will be saved at the end of the round as well. So, the double op setup coming out for Renegades as Kenny S's AWP is there. Jacob even getting his hands on the AK. So now Renegades, definite huge boost to the economy.
Now we've got a little bit of spice in this game, Mac. That's what we're waiting for. G2 went a little bit too slowly there and did get overrun. They had their grenades, but got caught out by the gaps in them. Grat going to be the one to take some mid control here. Smoke down. Going to scope at that for a second, then look up towards boost. G2, though, the A bomb site being the one of favor. And 3 players over on this side of the map for Renegades as well. A player on highway, Grat can fast rotate up, and here they come. G2 floating into the bomb site as they lose the first couple of players. Shrazza up high as well. Should get another. There's bomb down.
But Hazza somehow surviving there with just 5 HP. Liaz going down to Kenny S though, so that is the site player down, and now Renegades setting up for the retake.
That's in such an awful spot up on top of red.
Look at that! Look at that! They might be able to boost up or jump up and get it, but G2 might just decide to try to frag this one out. 3v4 as a super low, but Kenny's going to find the low man, so not a lot of damage done. Renegades unscathed. The confidence still very strong, very good here, as the bomb is still down on red. G2, I believe they know as well. Partially, the boost could have been used to spot that as well.
No, they had players jumping up on red to try and get into the bomb site. They weren't ready for Azra up on catwalk. Problem is, that bomb was visible to all of the members of Renegades, and G2 have no grenades left, none at all. They've got to try and find a kill. Really, their best course of action here is to either try and make a play or hope that someone on Renegades will make one that they can punish. It's not going to happen, though. Renegades have the discipline here. They know how hard that bomb is to recover, and Kenny S will give himself up to JKS at truck. Existence trying to make something happen with the AWP here, but it's so hard to work with. Just 20 seconds left. He will find that first kill, but still 2 left. They know there's still this AWP player at truck, and Existence is looking for it, but not being given the kill just yet. There's so little time, and JKS hits a very quick flick indeed. Existence has to go up and try to get that bomb, but there's no time at all. They're even going to put a molly onto the bomb site just to deny him. I'm not even sure he'll be able to get out here. Knows where those players are and will just about get back into short, or Squeaky even an escape with his life, but G2 brought undone by perhaps the luckiest or unluckiest bomb bounce that I've seen in quite some time. That player was jumping on red, but still, to fall up there so perfectly in the open is the worst.
You know what they call that in the industry, right?
What's that?
A pickle.
It was. It was a thorough pickle they found themselves in. They turned themselves into a pickle.
You know, and 50% of people generally like pickles. The 50% that don't are all from France. The 50% that do are generally the Australians. So there's no other nationalities in the world. But stats. Skewed stats, mate. Skewed stats.
Sure. Ooh, early AWP battle in B main goes the way of Grat. He hits 2 shots. Tags 3 players down. They're pushing in so quickly, but Grat's still here and he's still fighting. Quick flick denied by Smiths eventually, but he's got 2 kills and essentially 3 with the damage that he's done to Shox and Smiths.
Bloody action-packed start to the round for you. Grat, given every opportunity, could have managed to potentially find one more. Crab walking slowly up towards the generator, but the bomb has now crossed to site, or is about to at least. The Molotov denying the cross for the moment. Existence playing anti-flash, expecting someone to be here. Boost coming up and every opportunity, but JKS a little too slow on the trigger there. 4v3 though. All terrorists tagged up, softened. The blows doing some work, but Smiths managing to even it out. Liaz killed on the cross. Shox as well with the AWP, taking Azza down. So the double AWP setup on Smithston's Shox seems to be effective at the moment, but Jacob going straight through the smoke, managing to find one of the Smiths, but Existence here with UMP getting the trade. JKS last alive, has an AWP to deal with as well as the UMP. Position of both the Ts, mostly known, but here you go. He hears the footsteps coming up to heaven. Not going to bother going for it, not a lot of time. He's changed over to the AWP, which he manages to go back and grab. Shox potentially just going to get away from the bomb here. 20 HP remaining, AWP in hand, and that round will actually go in favour of G2. It really didn't look like it, but a couple of nice shots with the AWP there, just locking it down for the Frenchies.
It was Grat's AWP, it did everything. He won this fight, he hits a collateral here, he gets 1 more kill as they push into the bomb site. Then they pick it up and it's used against him immediately, or used against his team. That AWP really was one of the big catalysts that gave G2 that round. They're calling for a tactical timeout here. Just 7 rounds in, heading into the start of the 8th. Choosing to have a chat about things now. They don't have that much money to spread around, so got to decide what exactly they want to do with this AWP that's been thrown into the hands of Kenny S.
What would you do, Tim?
What would I do here? You're up 5-2. Your money is actually good enough to get some pistols going and some rifles, given that you do have the AK on Existence here. And given how successful that they've been with the force buys, given that this is the 3rd map, you might as well try and keep the pressure up on the Renegades. Their economy isn't doing so hot, and G2 will know that. So, in my mind, I think this is a good situation. They've got plenty of util to work with, and they've shown that when they have that, they're able to get into these bomb sites and work it out. So, I think this is a good decision. It'll keep the pressure on the Renegades. You can see they've got 2 players, or 1 on a pistol here, now that JKS has been given a gun, but still pretty concerning. The wallbang just a hair early from Kenny S. The second one not going to hit. But Renegades, if they lose this, they're in a pretty dangerous position heading into the rest of Cache, the rest of this half at least.
Ooh. And Liaz tagged up through the smoke there, down to 50 HP. Counter boost coming out. The Ts, they're completely ready for this though. Look, well, although as I say that, Kenny scoping over towards Squeaky. Grat, he's gone through early. It's definitely been heard by G2 here. They're set up and ready for any aggression.
They may not be ready for this though.
No, definitely not. I thought that they were, but they've fallen back nice and early. Utility going to be held by all of the Ts. Smiths once again throwing this marvellous Molotov. Jacob, though, up on the boost, will find one before falling off. Not holding his ground. He's going to be stuck on the short side of mid at the moment. Going into mid-main. Existence was ready for that one. Gets the headshot, but he is going to be tagged down to 45 HP. 4v4 at the moment. G2, better weaponry, still in play. And now they've got this mid control. So Renegades have opted for the 2-2 setup. 2 on both sides and giving up that mid control split potential for G2, but we'll see what they do. Kenny S just holding the B main control. Watching for any aggression, but Grat on the off angle here is actually going to find a... Trying to make his way up highway, but he will be denied, and there is the man advantage back in Renegade's favour. But 20 seconds remaining in the round, and it is going to be a 3v2 bust on the B site, but JKS and Liaz, can they hold? Molotovs are plenty coming out, but the bomb still needs to go down. JKS, he's fallen, but Liaz, ooh, just barely trying to deny that one, and Smiths will get the bomb planted with just enough time. So in the 2v2, both the T players are quite low, but Grat is looking for something through the smoke. I thought he connected for a moment, but Azza, look at this. Kenny making so much noise. Azza, disciplined, patient as always, will find himself a free frag, and now it's a 1v2. Smiths stuck at default. The CTs they've got a bunch of time to clear all this. Smiths had to try to get aggressive, but Grat was at the ready with the AWP. There's the frag, there is the retake, and there is the third round for the Renegades.
Azza should be able to grab another AWP here if he wants one, and indeed he does. Money not so good yet that they can avoid the AWPs to keep AKs, unfortunately, but they will get the double sniper rifle out, and G2, the force buy gets them a bomb plant, but not much else. Should go for a pistol buy here. As mentioned previously, they have been consistent with doing damage on these, so not surprised to see him go for it here. Once again, it's all about keeping the pressure on that Renegades economy, trying to keep their money honest, because that's what will extend G2's lead here on the T side if they can keep. Even if they don't win this round, if they can get 2 or 3 kills, get the bomb down, I'd call that job done.
We might see an upset here with the pistols, you know. Renegades, they are Australian and they are prone to losing to the cheaper weapons.
That man isn't. We've got 2 non-Australians on this lineup.
Honorary Australians, mate.
Grat's close enough. We can claim him, but Jacob the Norwegian.
Oh, but look
at this time, there's 2 non-Australians who refuse to be ecoed.
There you go. Shocks, he's been deadly with the CZ tonight. Let's see if he can find another. Oh, Grat barely missing Smith, sorry, as he jumped across.
Where does
Shocks,
that stick come from?
Cops the old leg, and he's going to find himself an M4 Smith, picking up the AWP as well. And yeah, the B site is almost in their grasp. There is a minute remaining in the round, so they could rotate back, but Shoxy tries to exit. JKS says no.
You're not going to miss that one twice.
Too damn strong. But now it's a 1v3. Smith's, he's got himself the AWP, and he's hit a couple of shots with it tonight. On the odd occasion when we have seen him pick up the expensive weapon. But selfie cam here, making his way downtown, walking around, but making a lot of noise as he comes out of Squeaky here. 1 man remaining, holding his wit. That will be Liaz, anchoring like a champion. Perfect timing, denying the plant, saving the AWP, and you couldn't have asked for more in the situation from the Renegades as they find a 4th round. Still 1 behind G2, but looking to tie it up.
G2 did get 2 kills in that round, but no bomb plant to follow up with. That would have been the last thing they wanted to keep the money honest. They are still doing damage to the economy of the Renegades, but the CT side are making this comeback work. They're only 1 behind. And given how the last round went, I don't think the Renegades will be letting this Deagle round slip. Should be keeping a good hold on this one. They've got a bunch of utility, bunch of kits. Should be pretty good for them. Smith's crossing, or Existence even crossing over wide. Hits the shot to JKS. The unexpected angle works out for him, but he couldn't find the headshot. Does give him the space to get the flash. That gives them mid-control as JKS has to fall back. Existence going up high. With the help of Smith's here, hoping that someone will peek him highway, but the Renegades playing this one quite safe, just falling back, throwing their grenades at a distance, keeping their guns out away from those Deagles. That's the aim for them, really. They don't want to get shot by those. Another AWP shot missed, this time by Gratisfaction. But again, be able to fall back to the relative safety of the B bomb site with some cover and a teammate to work with.
But Jacob looking good to potentially find a bit of contact. It will be denied by the Molotov from Grat, which arguably comes out a little bit early. Does funnel the T's into a certain situation, but Grat fully blinded. He is going to be wrapped on a headshot, but Jacob with the cover will be traded out. Grat finds 1 before being traded out as well. Now it's back to the 3v3, and there is now an AWP in the hands of Smiths. But what a bloody play from Azza, making his way through headshot, denying the bomb plant, killing the player on side as well. It's all up to Shocks now in a 1v3. The flash comes in, and Azza mopping up completely on the B site.
Indeed, Azza doing all of the work. Very well played by him. Perfect timing to shut down G2, and that will be Renegades bringing it back to 5-5, and most likely 6 rounds to 5 after this one. As finally G2. Actually, no, I was going to say they're not buying, but then I looked at their money and realized that I'm dumb. Instead, taking a tactical timeout, choosing while they want to deal with this or how they want to deal with this. In the meantime, let's look at this brilliance from Azza again. Perfectly through the smoke, shuts it all down. The 3v3, all being resolved by him, plus getting the AWP out as well. In the meantime, G2's tactical timeout is half complete.
Sneaky boy.
They've got enough money with which to buy. The exception really Shocks, who's going to be limited, but he's still got enough for an AK and armor. And in a player like Shocks, that's probably enough. They can get the AWP out on Kenny S. They can get the rifles and utility on everyone else. This is enough for a full G2 gun round. They'll just be missing a little bit of utility with Shocks. And they should be going for this. I mean, if he really wants the util and they want to do the execute, he can just take an SMG. He certainly is known to do that, but instead, it will just be the AK and the flashbang like I thought it would be. They've got enough firepower, enough utility to put an execute together here and try and stop Renegades where they are. But on the side of the Aussies, the double AWP, the money's starting to build up. It's looking a lot better for them now as we move into round 11 here on Cache.
Oh, early Molotov over towards Highway. Usually you see a nade stack going out that direction, but The flames will be thrown instead of the shrapnel. Existence already out at mid. Vent control. Jacob just hiding in Z for the moment. Potential for some wall bang damage if Kenny S wants to fire the old stickeroni. But he is going to be coming in late towards mid, making sure the bomb is not left behind. Jacob just holding his ground, waiting for aggression towards Z. 2-1-2 setup. Could be effective. G2 setting up for the B split. Mid-round as well, not waiting too late. Decent utility, not a huge amount. A couple of mollies and a smoke, which will come out, but JKS, potential perfect timing there on the Molotov. Still has a smoke, which he doesn't want to expend too early. Flashing first and extinguishing the Molotov at the back of sight, so he will be allowed to hold his ground, but flashing himself in. He gets the line onto Checkers, but misses the shot on body.
He has bought enough time for the rotate, though, which has happened. That was his aim with all of that utility. Didn't necessarily want to set himself up for the shot as much as he wanted time for Azza to get here, which is what he's done on this side of the map. But they've got the bare minimum of utility left. One flashbang, one Molotov. There they go, both grenades. Now they've just got to win the gunfights, and so far they haven't been able to find any angles. They'll get in quick to headshot, though, and there's all the kills. They needed all three. They strike late. They get all of the B players in one fell swoop. It's just Grat who's here. Already Liaz on the other side of the map, and Grat's only going to be able to find one. G2 strike back immediately. Renegades, they lose all but Liaz, and he's just trying to hold on. He was saving even before that retake, or that shot from Grat rang out.
You said that they had the bare minimum of utility, mate, and that is all they needed.
Perfectly. One molly, one flash, and they got 3 kills off it.
Absolutely ridiculous situation. Like, Grat managed to do everything else perfectly. Oh, it wasn't even Grat, it was JKS, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, he used all of his utility purely to buy himself time. The smoke into the molly behind him so he wouldn't be forced out. Yep. The flashes and the molly of his own all out to try and buy time so that Azza could join him. He had a teammate on side. He thought, right, now we just got to hold off against the push. We get 2 or 3 kills between us. Our job's done. But no, even with all that, G2 still deny it. They get out there. They hit the perfect entries. Their T-sides have been good for that so far across the 2.5 maps just about that we've seen from them, as they now sit at 6-5, and it's Renegades this time with the tactical timeout, bringing in Kassad for some words of wisdom.
Hey, Dad, what would you do in this situation? You know, we're out of ideas. It's halfway through the first half, and it's going a little skew-if, all right. G2, they've got the lead back, and we need your response, you know. What would you do?
Sonny, all right. So what I would do is not force buy. I would probably just save myself a couple of dollary dues and buy up into the next, allowing an orb at least to be in play.
So that was accent, so it sure has changed.
Yeah, I know, but you know, it is what it is, mate.
I reckon he could be team dad as a coach.
Not Kassad.
Yeah,
100%. Look at him.
Zonic. Who else is team dad as coaches?
Ooh, not Elmer Putty. No. Too young. Could be a young dad.
Zonic's definitely team dad for Australis over there.
Yeah, you're right.
Either way, let's see what Dad Kassad had to say for them, because Dad, no, doesn't work. So anyway, let's see what Renegades have got. They have gone for, as you said, the save. So you were right in the money that Kassad impersonated number 1. Not going to go for the force buy, just going to hold on to it. This is a little bit dangerous here, but Liaz is trying to make some sort of play. He's the only one with the rifle, and he won't be punished for it, despite it being a very near thing indeed.
Kenny on the short side of A main. Not sure if he was actually spotted there. But Liaz getting away with murder, falling back safely. Spread all across the map, and it looks like there is going to be a hard rotation over towards B early on. So this may allow Renegades to at least save themselves the rifle, if not any more. But Body still needs to feel it out. Mid-control in the hands of G2, as they're going to be sent to find any information over towards A. Top highway smoke rather coming out.
This is looking like a B.
Yeah, but you know, Shox will eventually hear something. He might have already heard the rotations coming off.
But will it be too late? I mean, the bomb's already over here. They're setting up all their util. They're already in the checkers. They've found Jacob. They've gone a little bit too far now.
Well, that's massive. Molotov forcing him out, but none of the teammates all baiting. Look at that. Now that is not enough information, and
good.
G2.
They've called it just in time. Shox is on the flank. He's down through truck. And that was so close to going nasty, but they only lose 1 player, and Shox is able to save them from it.
Yeah, flash coming out towards truck. Bomb should go down just in time, but You know, with the now man advantage, Renegades might just decide to go for this one. Smith's here at mid. Should be spotted. JKS making a bit of noise, drawing the crosshair, but now Smith's is stuck in the corner. Might just be able to buy enough time for the rotation to come in. Grat here, peeking with the AK, and that's another rifle in hand. So 4v2 now. His body is going to be last alive. Azza actually finding Kenny S. There's time to get the defuse off as well. But can he find the frag? So many right at the last moments. Can they get on the bomb in time? I think Grat has just managed to get it. And there you go. Renegades, 6th round on something that was a save. So Dad Kassad coming in handy there. And a beautiful stack, beautiful play. Bit of a misplay to turn that one into a retake. Beautiful shots coming out from Renegades, though.
I think, yeah, G2 just got a little bit too keen to play the post plants there.
Yeah.
They had players set up in the flanks already, trying to cut off rotations, but they all got isolated. That one AK that they managed to save bought so much space for them, and with every kill they were able to pick up more rifles. It was an admirable attempt from Body at the end there. Managed 2, but just a little bit too many players facing him down, and the bomb timer, unfortunately, not ticked far enough to help him out. Couldn't even try and play bomb, just had to go for the frags, really, try and deny it altogether. G2 already using their 3rd of 4 tactical timeouts. And we're only in round 13. So it's been a half of a lot of thinking for them, a lot of consideration. They certainly need to sort out something here, as that round is one gone begging, I think it's fair to say. They are going to force back up here. We've got 3 AKs out, 2 pistols, and we'll get a 4th of Smith's Invest as well. I'm not sure if there's anything dropped for Shocks, but we'll find out. Nope, looks like he's just the kind of guy to play a CZ.
Yet again, we are going to see a bit of a rough buy coming out from G2, but they've made it work before and they can do it again. But it will rely on Renegades potentially having a misplay. Ooh. They've been looking pretty good so far after losing the first 4 to G2. But now mid control in the hands of G2 yet again. Shocks over at Squeaky. They know that he comes here often, but they don't really do too much about it. Just let him play his game and look to punish. Renegades, though, 3 men on the A site. Going to be wrapped on through mid as well. Grat, though, the timing not going to favour him as the men come out of Squeaky. Grat going to be covered by Liaz. 3K spray down. There is a trade, but the damage is already done. 2v4, 2 AKs remaining. Existence, though, swinging it back. Looking for some more. Flank eventually coming in. Good trade there for Jacob. Grat on the angle as well, denying Body any path to safety. And the Renegades will take the lead 7-6. So, the Aussie little train here coming back as Liaz on the cover. Look at that. 3 little perfect kills, holding that spray all the way till the end.
That's a gigantic play from Liaz. As you say, up on the Shroud boost, it does it for them. Renegades take the lead for the first time in a while.
Pretty sure Liaz and Shroud have a very similar sensitivity, so it is the perfect position for that man.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that, so there you go.
Yep.
This is what comes from just trying random pro settings to feel better, because I do that. Either that or it's just, you know, random trivia. You do you, Mac, honestly. Going to go for the run boost into B main here, G2. Jacob ready to spoil the whole thing with the AK-47. Gets 2 only, though. JKS is still here, ready to ruin the rest of it. Gets 1. The spray control eventually works out, and with his last couple of bullets, he's able to recover the final frag.
Tapping away. Shoxy goes down. You know, he did identify that G2 didn't have a lot of armor there, so the tap's proving effective, more so than the spray right at the end. You know, almost went pear-shaped, but only losing the single rifle there. Renegades now taking a 2-round lead, and G2 have used all of their timeouts in the first half.
Yep.
So
indeed,
backing themselves.
The last round now, so they're really confident that come the next half, they'll have it figured out, or they'll be able to figure it out. I mean, G2, well, not so much G2, but Existence's teams were one of the teams who back in the day really, as far as I'm aware, they were some of the ones who really popularized the, at least in Go, let's take a pistol round to sit and spawn and use that as a timeout. I know there's been teams doing that back into older CS forever, and there will be people who are like, oh, it was so-and-so team. And you're right, probably. But as far as I know, it was certainly a thing that Existence liked to do, would be just take its pistol round, chill out, either sit in spawn or just walk around slowly, use that to discuss your options. So that might be something we see from G2 in the later stages of this game, given that they have used all 4 of their tactical pauses now, trying to figure out how to get over the top of Renegades and remain alive in the Pro League Finals over in Odense.
Now that's a nice looking smoke. I think it might be the bottom of highway. Maybe. Could be wrong completely. But anyway, Liaz using the smoke as a one-way there at mid. Nice and shallow for him to use it as cover. And that will allow the first two frags to come out. Smithson body out of the server. Now it's all up to the final three remaining in existence, though, opening up. Eventually getting the belated trade on mid. But Shoxy here towards Fork is going to be dangerous as well. Getting the headshot onto Azza, who was unaware that the shift warp came out. Grat to, you know.
Oh, goodness, you can't give Shoxy those.
Definitely not. But Grat now last alive in the 1v3 on the A site. Make it a 0v3 as the bomb should go down. JKS utility to attack, but in the 1v3 against G2, it's looking rough. Less rough though. He's got the finer bit of sandpaper out to make sure everything was nice and polished there.
He knows he's been spotted at this point. He's trying to get more utility to throw in. They know where he's coming from, so he might as well bamboozle him while he can. One player spotted in the open, but Existence will recover it nicely. It's a shot hit for him, and it's 8-7 at the half.
Don't make me whack you, man.
Hey, that's rude.
I'm going to whack you. I'm going to whack you hard. Just like Shox whacked Shoxy, sorry, Azza there. But here's the 2K from Liaz to open up the round. Unfortunately, off of that, the Renegades, they couldn't convert it into a 9th round for the half. We are on a 8 for 7 half at the moment. So,
correct.
You know, couldn't be closer. Renegades still with the lead on the CT side. And Cash arguably has been T-sided in recent times. But we'll see how G2 go. They had a very, very strong CT showing. And, well, I would like to say on both maps, but on train it was less so. They started to come back on the T side, but couldn't really close it out. Renegades always seem to be in the lead, even though the scoreline doesn't really represent that. And even on overpass, Renegades had a pretty good game, but G2, you know, it was a 9-2 half, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was 8-7 through to 10-16 from Renegades' perspective, then 9-6 through to 16-13. Now we're at 8-7 again. So Renegades have won the first half out of all 3 maps. Interestingly enough, 8-7, 9-6, 8-7. Now, though, they need to get the rest of the rounds and close this. 8 away for them is the win over G2, knocking them out and remaining in the competition. For G2, it's 9. So very even here. This pistol round that'll decide who's going to continue on, at least in the first couple rounds of this half. Feeling pretty comfortable. 2 sets of utility here on the T side. Gratisfaction and Azza with the grenades in hand. Over on G2, it's the IGL Existence with a kit and a smoke. Pretty standard stuff. What is not standard, though, is this stack from G2. 3 players on B, 2 in mid. They do have body looking up at the A cross, but so little he's going to be able to do about it. There's a default util for Renegades. They've picked this perfectly. G2 had to fully retake 5v5. They're not even going to get close to the site before the bomb goes down.
This is exactly what we saw in the first pistol round of the game. Although, we did see Renegades a lot closer. At least they had Liaz on the A site. Full hard retake, though. And no flash to get 2 free kills on the wall, which we did see G2 get. But I guess we will see shortly. Lots of action happening. Jacob finding one of the shocks. Another for JKS. Azza as well, taking down Smith, setting up for the team ace here. Kenny S trying to find the headshot of the JKS, who finds himself a second. Azza, similar situation. Body falling, and Renegades will take the T-pistol as well. 9-7 now. Holding their wit, holding their nerve. Just ready to face, ready to fight, ready to brawl. In the post plants there, and they do come out on top. G2 just could not get that retake happening.
Some pretty speedy casting out going on there, mate. Well done.
Sorry, brother.
That was good.
Sorry, brother.
Had some rap god going on. Either way, it is Renegades to push their lead just that little bit further. With the pistol win, they'll be able to grab the rifles out even here as well. G2, once again, favouring a stack, this time again on B. No players in mid, though. Just everyone chilling out over this side of the map. And why not at this point? Got to try something. Not going to really have much luck playing a default against Renegades when all you've got is the default pistols with the exception of Smith. So, going to hope that Renegades run into them, but already it looks like Renegades posturing over towards A. And even if they don't, surely they'll send a scout over that way before they commit to anything. This is very much... They know the power of this stack. This is what they managed to get away with against G2 earlier. I mean, it wasn't the B stack that won it for them, but still, they got the single kill. Then Shock Scout at A, the rotation happened. Renegades in that instance managed the retake, but still, they had to be aware. They need to be looking at other options, and they have just decided to go straight for the A creep, up through highway, in through A main, with Azza watching for a peek from Z Connector. G2 on the rotate now, but not quick enough.
Oh, but Azza is just starting to hear the couple of footsteps now. Pitter-patter. Oh, but there's some information. Oh, the CT's not aware at all. Grat peeking at the truck. Will find 2 with the Galil. Kind of expendable compared to the AK that is in Azza's hand, and he will find 2. Jacob on the trade eventually there, avenging Grat's death at truck. And Renegades will be the first to make it to double digits tonight on cash. 10-7, 3 in the lead, looking to make it a little bit more. But G2, they are finally buying up here on the CT side. Will they be able to hold? Surely they aren't going to go for the 5-man stack on the B site yet again. You know, 2 rounds in a row. Understandable.
No, they're going to 5-man stack bottom mid. That's how real pros play the game. Disclaimer, it's not. Don't try this because you won't win. For all those, obviously G2 aren't listening to this, but for all those aspiring players out there, probably don't do that on a buy round ever.
VODs exist, mate.
They do, but hey, either way, Smiths with the boost over the smoke, spots the drop and nails Azza. They'll get out of there as well before that boost can be traded out effectively. It's a good start for G2 in this round. Now Renegades have to try and pick up the pieces. 4v5, only a couple Molotovs and flashbangs remaining. Jacob's trying to make the play through Z connector, but Smiths laying in wait. Not going to fall for that one.
2 frags for him already. Now it's looking rough for Renegades. Liaz just on the UMP. Going for the bonus round, which didn't work before, and might work this time. Shoxy down to 45 HP. Will be stuck in the corner for the moment. JKS on the cover. Taking down Kenny. But he is going to look for a little bit more wrap coming in. Pre-fire coming out from Grat. It is going to be effective. So back to the 3v3 just like that. Liaz has the UMP in hand, making a bit of noise going over to useless room here, but the bomb is making its way to site. Smiths wants to go for the retake, and with the reload, we are going to see a bit of damage done. Onto Liaz here, 48 HP, and Body knows that he's in the corner. The running spray won't be too effective. Body down to 40 HP, but both the remaining T players are on full HP, but not for long. JKS getting the spray down. Smoke denying vision. Existence will just watch for the push, but Grat, he will find one, knowing exactly the position of Existence as he crosses over to site. Time running out as JKS goes straight through the smoke there. Flash comes out. Existence taps the bomb, but up on default. JKS doesn't have to peek again. He will just start to run away. Existence not going to tap the bomb again either. May be able to get the AK out of the hands, which he will. But unfortunately for G2, they are not going to win the round. Beautifully played in the 3-5 deficit. You
Certainly
know,
was.
Man disadvantage.
It's a big one to win for the Renegades boys there now as they push ahead to 11 rounds, just 5 rounds now away from them making it further into the playoffs, and indeed, I believe, into the arena. Fairly certain everything from quarterfinals and up is played. There is a small live crowd at the venue at the moment for these group stage games, or at least the mainstream ones, but Renegades will make it to the arena if they can win this map. Same thing goes for G2. This is an elimination game, the elimination map, really, even though it was tied up in the best of 3. It's another force buy out of G2. The saved M4, a purchased scout, couple deagles. Everyone equalizing their money roughly, so they'll be able to get a buy happening in the next round. But Renegades, they can get up to 12 here. They can start to do this if they can pull away this round cleanly.
The damage being done there by Shox. The Jiggle Peak's proven effective. JKS ready for the vent drop, though. Existence shut out. Molotov forcing the peak. But both of the T's are ready. Kenny, though, budget. Deagle doing some damage. JKS gets the trade. And that is almost the B side open, but Body is up here in the vent as well. Having an extra body on site is always good for the defense, but Renegades, with a whole minute remaining, looking like they're just going to pack their bags. JKS still trying to sell the fake as they start to rotate over to the A site. Audible has been called. Nice and silent, no information. But Smiths is actually going to head back to truck, and the timing favouring him. Body not actually falling out of vent just yet, so that allows for a faster rotation from him as well. There's the body shot. Ooh. Gifted potential, more damage there. But he is going to go wide. Can't quite connect onto Grad, and there's going to be Liaz on the cover there. Finding it, I think, over the top of Fork or through the smoke.
Body's found an AK in here as well, so we'll just be able to fall back to spawn and save that one.
But look at this. This is going to be a 5-round lead.
Liaz.
No save either. Liaz having a bloody nutty round there. 2 frags for him. Surviving with 5 HP, but it doesn't matter. HP resets at the end of the round. We all know that.
5 HP is enough HP, as I'm sure somebody says. G2 are going to get the buy happening now. Kenny S onto the AWP immediately, his signature weapon, and he's going to need something here. This match pause, we know it can't be a tactical pause for G2 because they've used all of those. So whatever it is, I hope it will be resolved quickly. You can hear the chat ticking away, so probably just someone's had an issue that they're detailing really fast, and we will get that over with soon. However, Let's have a look at things here. G2 as it stands, they can get the full buy happening, all the grenades that they need, but this round they really need to start getting into this game. This needs to be a win, and while they do have the money to buy in here, they do still want to come out of this one with 3 guns alive, whereas otherwise their economy is going to be under a bit of stress. And if you have a look at the Renegades economy right now, they've got enough money that once they lose this, they can buy into at least 1 more round, maybe another, depending on how kills and bomb plants go for them. So Renegades, basically, they've got the money to put themselves on 14 pretty comfortably at this point. It's up to G2 to make the play to stop that.
Yep, it's G2's game to lose now. Well, technically it's Renegade's game to lose, but it's G2's round to lose. They are on the CT side. They are the guardians of the bomb sites. They have to deny the Renegades from getting any more points for at least a couple of rounds to get themselves back into this one. You know, going for the 1-for-1, blow-for-blow, round-for-round little situation is not going to favour G2 at all. Renegades, they don't really have the economy to do it.
Well, that's the thing though. Renegades, they certainly know all of this, and that pause was a tack pause for them as it turns out, so...
Ooh, but the momentum change seems to be coming out from Renegades. Looks like we are going to see a faster hit on the A site. Just waiting for any over-aggression from the CTs at the moment, but
Here's
Body up
flash
on the box. The Molotov at the front of Fork coming out, but Body going up. Can't quite find a frag. Azza and Jacob opening up. Existence and Body both go down. And now it's a 3v4. The bomb should be planted. Shocks, though, wide at the wall. He will get the Molotov out, which might actually finish off Jacob if he can't get to safety. Ooh. If the Molotov spreads, he is in a bit of a pickle yet again. But the time is running out. Shoxy with the flash, getting over-aggressive towards Forklift. Pre-fire coming out. Shocks will come out on top, and it's back to the 3v3. JKS only on 5 HP. Definitely a winnable round for G2. They are going to have to pick up the pace, though. On the retake here, Boost is up, and JKS on quad is going to do so much damage, finishing off Shocks. And finding a bit of damage onto Smiths, who goes down eventually as well. Kenny S, though, bringing it back to the 1v1. Orpa v Orpa, but Grat's got the rifle instead. And Kenny S, he's gone for the AWP at the top of highway, throws it out. Last-ditch efforts, goes for the expensive shotgun play, and it's not going to prove effective. Free upgrade for Grat. He's picked up the AWP. He's picked up a 6-round lead for Renegades. And now, it should be 14-7. We'll see how this one goes for G2.
We're going to force, dude. Of course they're going to. G2.
Wait, can you hear that? I know it's what, 4 AM or something.
Is that the sound of Australian hype building in the distance?
I can hear the cheers from outside the studio.
I can hear Discord servers going off from here. Well then, let's see. G2, they've gone for the force buy. They've been effective with these before, but backs against the wall now. Renegades starting to build up a very impressive lead here. They need just 3 to send G2 home on map number 3. They're looking to get one of them here. If they do get this as well, G2, they're probably going to have to force out to the end of the map, given their position to buy here. Renegades win this round, they'll be on 14. G2 don't want them to get to 15, they'll buy there. Then they'll have to buy again to stop that next one, but JKS almost a 2K on the entry. Body will keep it under control well for G2. Now Kenny S looking to make the play. He gets forced out, but will stay alive. Flashbang there as well to try and relieve some pressure. With a hole in that smoke. Going to try and reposition. Speaking of repositioning though, Renegades riding their way back over to the A bomb site, where it's only Existence laying in wait at the moment.
Ooh, at NBK as well. Or Fence, as you would like to refer to it as well.
It's French players at French player positions. I mean, he's Belgian, but you know.
Same difference, you know.
If we can claim New Zealand, I'm probably stirring up some rivalries that I don't really want to right now, but Body's here. So
add him on Twitter, quick. You know, he's trying to start the next World War.
Nope.
Anyway.
Body's here hanging out, watching for this open. That's a heck of an off angle. They will not be ready for it. He's going to be able to spray down 2 with that Grat. Quick on the trade. It's actually Jacob who helps out with the first kill. Existence trying to challenge Gratisfaction. Will give him pause, but not able to finish off the kill just yet. 2 versus 3. He's waiting on this late flank from Azzo, who spots out the first and hits the shot nice and quickly.
Now that is the play, but Shoxy's so silent all the way up here at the front of Red. We'll find one. The bomb goes down, but Grat can't quite get the angle off. And now the 2 remaining G2 players will pick up an 8th round. In a round where, you know, we did back Renegades to pick this one up, but Shoxy saving the AWP, Kenny S finding the AK there as well. And what a play, what a crossfire. It wasn't even really the crossfire that did it, you know. Existence, they weren't aware that he was there at Fence. It was Jacob that finished off. I think it was JKS, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Don't at me.
So.
But the 5-round lead is still going to be held by Renegades, and we are going to have a pause. Not sure if it's a tech or attack, but something's going on.
Technical.
And G2, their money's screwed. Their money's down the drain.
They're in the trouble.
Yep.
As we don't call it.
I'm not sure Will Renegades go for this one? JKS, he's only got 3,800 in the bank. Surely they do. They might be a little bit light on utility in respect.
They do, just to keep the pressure up on G2 at this point. Like, they're in no pressure of this game getting out of control. If they go for this, they lose all their guns, G2 keep all of theirs. G2 still aren't going to have that much money. They'll have 5 guns, the option to upgrade to AKs from whatever Renegades buy, but it's still not going to be enough to get them all the way back to tie it up with Renegades off this one round. And if Renegades win it, G2's money is completely in the bin for Renegades to push through to 15 and match and series point. And it just keeps the pressure up so much on G2. You don't want to give them an inch of this comeback. Don't want to let them feel comfortable at any point in the next 5 rounds that they need just to tie this up. And indeed, that will be the case. Renegade's going to get a full buy off. It is JKS, a little bit lighter on the utility. And in fact, on the gun, as he's chosen to go for a Galil, but it's a fast explosion out into mid. JKS and Shox next to each other in the smoke. Neither player knows it just yet, but JKS going to get the better of him. He'll get the upgrade off as well. Smith's now trying to trade out from sandbags. Molly up and over the top. But it will be a hit from B from the Renegades, and Kenny has misses the first.
Just barely, though. Well, the edge of the knickers, but existence. Is going to get the trade there. JKS taking down Smiths on the rotation. Kenny S is going to be tagged down to 22 HP, and it's looking good for Renegades. They've got the bomb down. Now they just need to get to post plants. Not a lot of utility for G2 to try to retake. 2 smokes and a flash, and only a couple of flashes for the Renegades, but the Renegades now on the defense on the B site. Are they going to be able to hold? Grat making a bit of noise here. The AWP has been heard, and Liaz crouching. Great position, though, as the B main flank comes in. Existence making so much noise, but Liaz, is he going to get the spray off? Not just yet. Not many bullets left in the clip. He finds Existence, but something else has happened on the kill feed, which I've completely missed, and Body's gone down as well. What a hold from the Renegades.
It's Gratisfaction finding AWP kills that helps them out there, and now they've done what we mentioned they could before that round. They have ruined the G2 economy. 6 rounds in the lead once again here for Renegades. They hand G2 a fat old reset. They're going to force in because this is what I said before. They have to force here. G2 have to force the game out. If they win this, they go to 9. Their money's still not good. If they win the next one, then their money's starting to build up. They can steal all of Renegades' guns. But if they lose any rounds at this point, Renegades are on match and series point and on the verge of eliminating G2 from the Pro League Finals in Odense.
It's really not looking good for the Frogs right now, is it? 14-8. Already losing a man in one of the most crucial of rounds. Now Smithsy here, going to be posting towards mid, looking to find anything with the scout. We actually saw a couple of people hit some nutty scout shots yesterday. Today, not so much. You know, the inferior scoped weapon, arguably. It's still much faster.
Man, Renegades. Remember when the AWP used to be like that?
What?
I remember.
Faster?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's all right. You got to go faster.
It's true. Got to be speedy. Smith's going to be looking for the pick up on the boost, but so far Azza doesn't look keen to give it to him. 2 players on this A bomb site, but it is just the pistols, Shox and Body. They're going for the gamble stack again. G2 have done this based off very little information. They do come back to the A bomb site just in time. They've heard something, but they're still looking keen to rotate. Body is on the way. Shock's going to have to do so much with this CZ. The util's now coming in, but his teammates aren't with him. Body goes down. Shox, he's going to have to flash through this smoke and go huge. He's passed it and through, but the spray somehow landed by JKS. The last 2 players rotating in through truck, and they've already been found. It's 1 more kill. Renegades put themselves on 15. Jacob cleans it up, and again, G2's money is in the bin. They're forcing to the end of the game. 2 overtime, 7 rounds straight required.
Mate, look at this, though. Saving all 5 rifles in the previous round. G2 have their work cut out for them. Not sure if they're going to be able to do a single damn thing. There is yet another pause. It seems to be a tech because
no,
Renegades
tech.
It's a tech? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Thought it was a tech, but Renegades are just going to take a breather, make sure that they can decide what they're going to do before they try to shut this game out, shut out the series, and make it to the arena.
This is 50%. Let's make sure we don't mess this up. And at least 50%, hey G2, just have a think. Think back on your 4 spies. Here's where we are.
What, just rub in the tilt?
Very possibly.
Potentially.
I mean, every time I think about that, I always think back to that infamous Carrigan one against Fnatic, back when Fnatic were unbeatable. He gets to 15 rounds and calls attack pools against them and said in an interview after the game that he just wanted to make him feel it. Legendary stuff.
I still loved his boxing entrance.
Oh, look, that was also good.
I'd love to reenact that one day.
Go for it, mate. Either way, G2 now, backs against the wall once again, pistols in hand, on the verge of elimination. Kenny S already tagged down low early. Renegades keen to get this elimination started. They need just 5 kills to get through here. The Molotovs flying in, the grenades there too. And that's only a little bit of utility that they have used. They've still got a lot more grenades to throw. G2 don't really have much left of their own. Existence has some deep control of A main, so he's got the info for his team. But Renegades grouping up some mid control here. Good decision when they have all the long-range firepower and utility to work with.
So Smiths has gone into A main, just making sure there was no smoke push for the moment. The smoke going to the deep part of A main there. That generally allows the Ts to know that the map control has been gained by the CTs. They had the locker control for nothing, literally for free. But they will essentially give that one up. Going for the B stack yet again, hoping that the Renegades run into it, but Grat now posted at the bottom of Highway. No free frag as the quad player has gone for the rotation already. But with that, we might see the split come out, and Renegades, their decision-making tonight on cash has just been so amazing. Everything going their way, G2 especially on the T side.
So determined that this B stack is going to work. They've done it so many times now, and they're just hoping that surely this is the one that changes. Surely Renegades don't figure it out this time, but they have. They're already sending players up through Highway. They're sending them out of B main. They've just got to get rid of this one player. It's Smiths. And the Mole has already landed on him. He's got to move. He's got to peek. And while he will catch the first player off guard, that's the bomb down. He can go for the rotate. Smiths, hero play, runs out of ammo and won't get anything else done. Tried to go for the nade to get something happening. There's only 8 seconds left. Renegades, the bomb's down. They need to get this thing planned, and Grat will just about make it to default and get it safely, but it's a 2 versus 3. JKS needs to try and find some time for his teammate to win this one out, but there's Gratisfaction with the first. It's 2-5-7s against Renegades. The damage coming through. The last kill needed. There it is. Gratisfaction cleans it up. Renegades 16-8. And they put themselves through. They complete the reverse sweep. They knock out G2 and go. No.
My golly gosh. Now that was an action-packed game and exactly what we wanted. You know, maybe for any G2 fans,